guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you have watched any of my videos before, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Holly, I'm a wildlife photographer, and today I'm going to be doing some dragonfly photography and damselfly photography, and I'm basically going to talk through my whole process and give tips on where to find them, how to find dragonflies, and then we're going to go and shoot some as well. It's slightly windy, if you can probably hear the trees, but it is quite sunny today. So hopefully there will be some dragonflies and damselflies about. But yeah, I'm just going to walk down to where the ponds are on this nature reserve and then we will get started. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, like and subscribe for more. Now, just before we get started on the dragonfly photography, I just wanted to show you what equipment I would be using today. So all photographs that you're going to see in this video are taken on my Canon camera here, and I've got the ultrasonic macro 100mm lens. So all my pictures today are going to be taken on this, and we are mainly going to concentrate on still dragonfly photography. So when they land and when they're basically standing still. There won't be any flight photography because that requires some different equipment that I haven't brought with me today because I couldn't be bothered to carry that much. So we'll probably make a separate video on filming and photographing dragonflies in flight. So today we're just going to be concentrating on stills. But yeah, that is the camera I will be using. So let's go find some dragonflies. Guys, as you can see, I've now made it to the ponds in my nature reserve, so that is where I'm going to be doing most of my photography today. But I also thought I would kick off the video by discussing the best time and the best place to see dragonflies here in the UK. So I would say that from about April to October is like dragonfly window. However, the best time is really June, July, August, I feel, and I was actually told that the best conditions to see dragonflies in was when it was a really sunny day and where there was no breeze whatsoever, like no wind, and to see dragonflies, that is the best time and the best place because they're always zipping around. However, to actually photograph them, I think that is kind of a trickier ask because there's no wind and it's because it's so sunny. That's when they're most active, and so they're most likely to be zipping around and not resting on anything, so that makes it quite hard to photograph them. So I would actually say the best conditions are kind of when it's slightly overcast but it's still a warm day and the sun comes out every so often. I would say today is slightly windy, but there's still dragonflies here, so we'll still get some pictures. And then in terms of time of day, so what I learnt, I went on a dragonfly course last year, and I was told that if you want to take pictures of damselflies and dragonflies absolutely still and get really close, the best time is really early in the morning, at like sunrise. And I'll put up some pictures that I took at sunrise, and that is a good time because that is, yeah, you can get amazing pictures then. However, it is also not entirely practical every single day, so most of the time I come out just in the daytime and they're flying around, and you can get some good pictures in the daytime as well. So that is what we're going to do today. For context, it is July 4th here, and yeah, as you can see it's a bit overcast, and it's about 10 o'clock, so any pictures that you see from now on I'll be taking today in this weather, unless I say otherwise. So yeah, that is the best time. Oh, the best places to see them is kind of habitat that I've shown in the clips here, and essentially you just want to find some water, and most ponds can support 17 plus species of dragonflies and damselflies, which is, I think that's actually quite high, and so you're probably likely to see dragonflies and damselflies any waterways or ponds or like rivers in the UK. However, I like the ponds that are in like this heathland habitat that you can see behind me and around this, and yeah, I think I always start at the pond, and then because during dragonflies' life cycle what they'll do is they come out of the pond because that's where they emerge from the pond, and then they fly away for a bit. So I always start near the ponds, and then I will walk further away and see if there's any zipping around the heathland area, because there is a lot of chance of them there. So yeah, that is what I usually do. But yeah, we will have a look now to see if we can photograph any. Okay, so earlier on in the video I mentioned damselflies, and if you are new to dragonfly photography and damselfly photography, you might not know what the difference is, so I just thought I would explain. And also because damselflies are what I've found easier to photograph than dragonflies, so it can be a good kind of ease in to dragonfly photography. So there's two main differences, well, there's physical differences between dragonflies and damselflies that you can see straight away. Firstly, their eyes are kind of like a hammerhead shark, damselflies. So they have like weights in a gym where they have two eyes and the clear distinction between them. And dragonflies' eyes are always like together on their head. And the second difference is that when they land, the majority of damselfly species land and their wings go together like a butterfly, compared to dragonflies where they always land and their wings are always spread out. So that's how you can kind of tell the difference straight away, and I'll put up two photographs so you can see. And damselflies tend to, sorry, it's getting really bright so I don't know if you can see me, but damselflies tend to stick to the edges of ponds and on the reeds, and it makes it, they're like way easier to photograph than dragonflies because they're not always zipping around so fast, so they can be much easier to take a picture of. And they tend to stay low to the ground and they don't fly as fast as dragonflies, so it is a good one to ease you into dragonfly photography, I find. And they come in a whole range of colours, so it's not like they're more boring or anything. They're amazing, like the same as dragonflies. But it can be a good way to kind of ease you in, and they're easier to spot, I find, because most of them are really brightly coloured. You get like blue ones and red ones, and they're easier to spot than dragonflies sometimes, so it can be a good one to get you started with. Okay, so the final kind of part of the video slash piece of advice I wanted to give is how do you actually go about spotting dragonflies and taking a picture of them without them flying away, slash damselflies. We'll just use dragonflies as a term for all of everything. And I'm going to show you I'm going to demonstrate the two techniques that I have kind of come up with over the years that I use to get close enough to take a picture and it be a good picture. So yeah, let's go. I'm going to flip the camera around and we will get started. Okay, so most of the dragonfly photographs that I take are not actually right next to the water, although there is water down there. It is actually more in this heathlandy area, and basically what you want to do is you just want to walk really slowly down the path and just be on the lookout for little kind of pops of colour, little splashes of colour, and that can be a damselfly or a dragonfly, and that's kind of the easiest method. And then once you see something, you kind of stop and ever so slowly move towards it. It would be good if I found a dragonfly to demonstrate this on, however I'm not sure how likely that is, although there is some on this path previously, but don't know if they're up here for the video. So that's technique one. My other technique is kind of just to stand in a location where I've seen them flying around and then just kind of wait to see if one lands. If I can see some in the air kind of flying around, I'll see where they land and then I'll walk towards them, or I'll hope that they land next to me. And then I think, did I say there was 2 techniques? There's 3 techniques. I don't know what I said earlier, but there's another one where you kind of just walk really slowly, and then if you hear or if you see one kind of fly up, then I'll pause and I'll stand still and I'll wait to see where it lands, because weirdly enough, lots of the time you need to kind of look at the path as well as like the ferns and the hedge or the shrub, whatever there is, because they like to land on rocks and stuff, and so they'll fly up before you kind of stand on them, but it's a good opportunity to see where they are. If they fly up, you can then kind of follow them and walk towards them. If I see one on a path, I have taken pictures of ones on like the path before, and they don't look that great, so I kind of wait to see where it's gonna fly to next. Guys, so I am now back in my car after what is quite a successful morning of dragonfly and damselfly photography, and I also hope that you have found all the tips and advice that I gave useful. And I was thinking that there will be a second video on dragonfly photography because I didn't talk that much about composition or the different camera settings, and I also thought it would be nice to do one that's just dedicated to dragonflies in flight and different behaviours and taking pictures of different behaviours, because we didn't really cover that today. But before I finish the video, I did want to show you this ID guide that I got yesterday actually. It's called Britain's Dragonflies, and it's the British Dragonfly Society one, and it's really useful because it's got real pictures of different species in, and it also gives you tips on where you can find them, different habitats, stuff like that, in comparison to my other dragonfly and damselfly ID chart, which is like illustrations. So this one's got actual pictures in, which is nice. And it's just a really good guide, really. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that before I ended this video, and I hope you have found the tips and advice useful. And as I said, there will be a second video coming where we'll do dragonflies in flight and different behaviours and compositions, I think. And we might even do it at the same site as today, because there was quite a lot over the pond displaying different behaviours, which would be good. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe to my channel, because there will be a new wildlife photography video every week, hopefully, fingers crossed, if I don't get like caught up at work. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next week for a new video.